Hey everyone, Coach Will here. Today I want to talk to you about what I believe is the most important skill you can have as a communicator: storytelling. We often think of stories as something for kids or for movies, but in reality, our lives are a series of stories. Whether you're in a job interview, at a party, or giving a presentation, the ability to tell a good story is what makes you memorable, relatable, and truly impactful. Why is storytelling so important? Because people don't remember facts, they remember feelings. A good story creates an emotional connection, and that's what builds relationships. Let's break down how you can become a great storyteller. Every great story, no matter how short, has a simple structure. I like to call it the SCR framework: situation, the beginning; conflict, the middle; and resolution, the end. The situation. This is the beginning. Start by setting the scene. Who are the characters? Where and when is this happening? What is the normal situation? This is your chance to get the audience's attention and give them context. Here's an example. I was sitting in my first class in college, a huge lecture hall with hundreds of students. You see, this is how you set the scene. Next, conflict, the middle. This is the core of your story. Something unexpected happens. There's a challenge, a problem, or an obstacle. The conflict is what makes the story interesting. Example: and I noticed a fellow student who was completely asleep, snoring loudly while the professor was teaching. The whole class started to turn and stare. Resolution, the end. How was the conflict resolved? What was the outcome? This part of the story should deliver the main point or lesson. Example: I knew I had to do something, so I quietly took out my notebook, wrote a note, and passed it to the student next to him. When he read it, he got a huge grin on his face and quietly woke his friend up. We all shared a good laugh, and from that moment on, I knew that college was going to be an adventure. By following this simple structure, your stories will be clear, engaging, and have a strong point. Now that you know the structure, let's talk about some techniques to make your stories truly shine. Show, don't just tell. Instead of just saying, I was happy, describe the feeling. Example: a huge smile spread across my face as I heard the noise. This helps your audience visualize and feel the emotion. Use descriptive adjectives and verbs. Use emotion and sensory details. Engage your audience's senses. What did you see? What did you hear? How did you feel? These details make your story feel real and personal. Example: instead of "it was a cold day," try "the biting wind chilled my face and I could see my breath in the crisp morning air." Vary your tone and pace. Don't speak in a monotone voice. Speed up when the action is exciting and slow down for important or reflective moments. This keeps your audience engaged. Have a clear point. Before you start telling a story, know what your point is. Is it to illustrate a personal value? To share a funny experience? To explain a lesson you learned? A story without a point can feel pointless. Okay, storytelling in action. Where to use it? You can use storytelling in so many situations. Job interviews. Don't just list your skills. Tell a story about a time you solved a problem, worked on a team, or overcame a challenge. It's much more memorable than a bullet point on a resume. Presentations. Open with a short, personal story to grab your audience's attention. Use stories throughout your presentation to make data and facts more relatable. Social settings. At a party or a networking event, a short, engaging story about a recent trip or funny experience is a great way to connect with people and make a good impression. Okay, so there you have it. Storytelling isn't just a talent, it's a skill you can learn and practice. By using the SCR framework and focusing on sensory details and emotion, you can turn your everyday experiences into powerful communication skills. I know you can do it. Your challenge now is to practice telling a short story about a recent event in your life. Make it interactive, make it engaging, make it interesting. Try to use the techniques we discussed today. Keep up the fantastic work, and I will see you the next lesson. Have a great and wonderful day. Ciao.